Today I'm here with another poem, The Wall Poem by John Berryman. John Berryman was an American poet and scholar. He is best known for the Dream Songs, which was a sequence of 385 poems. He was famous for writing confessional poetry, means the personal poetries. He won Pulitzer Prize for the Dream Songs. He also won National Book Award. The poet John Berryman, through his poem, The Wall Poem, has described the reality of life which everyone has to face one day. He has touched the topic of how to stand up against the mysteries and sorrows of life. Let's read the poem. The Ball Poem. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? I saw it go, merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over there it is in the water. The poet is talking about a boy who has lost his ball. He wants to know about him and his reaction while standing away from him, as the boy has lost his ball. Now, what he will do, this was the curiosity in the mind of the poet. Further, he asked to himself that what this boy will do after losing his ball. The poet has seen the ball going away from the boy. He says that the ball was cheerfully jumping down in the street. This means that when the ball skipped from boy's hand, it straight went into the street and then it fell into the nearby river. No use to say, oh, there are other balls. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbor where his ball went. I would not intrude on him a dime. Another ball is worthless. Now he senses his first responsibility. Ultimate here mean greatest or utmost. Grief means sorrow. Rigid means stiff. And trembling means shivering. Harbor, a place where ships load or unload goods. Intrude means to interfere in something or matter forcefully. Worthless means useless, and senses means understands. No use to say, oh, there are other poets. The poet says that there is no benefit of consoling the boy by saying that he will get another ball because he has other balls too. Secondly, the boy has a close affinity developed with the ball that has he lost. So his heart won't accept any other ball. An ultimate shaking grief fixes the boy as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down. This loss made the student, made the boy speechless, upset, and disappointed. He was standing fixed due to shock. As he stands rigid, there was no movement at all. He was trembling, means shivering, and looking with fixed eyes at the point where the ball had gone. All his young days into the harbor where his ball went. To him, this was not mere a ball, but it was the sweet memories that he has developed with the ball. But now the ball is in the harbor. Harbor is a place in the sea coast where the ships load or unload goods. I would not intrude on him. The poet says to himself that he would not interfere in the matter of the boy. He will not disturb him. A dime another ball is worthless. Now he explains the reason that why he does not want to disturb the boy. He says that a dime here symbolizes money. Actually, the dime is 10 cent, that is an American currency. He says that if we will offer him money that would help him to buy another ball will be useless. To offer him money would be useless. Now he senses his first responsibility. Why he stopped himself from offering him money so that he can buy another ball? Because he wants him to learn himself the first lesson of responsibility in his life as he stepped from childhood to the youth. And he says that this is the right time when the boy must learn his first responsibility. What do you mean by first responsibility? First responsibility means when we should learn that how to take care of our things or take care of our relations that we have with others. Yes, next is in a world of possessions, people will take balls, balls will be lost always. Little boy, and no one buys a ball back. Money is external. In a world of possession, people will take balls. This is the world of possession. The poet says and explains that this world is the materialistic world. Possessions means ownership. When we are very crazy to have everything in our house, we want to buy bungalow, we want to buy laptop, we want to buy, you know, cars, luxurious cars, and so many things that we want to have with us. People will take balls, and balls will be lost always, little boy. In this line, the poet is addressing the little boy and how he makes him understand. He says that this is the tendency of people to take balls. Here, balls is a symbolic of possessions as well as the sweet memories of childhood. People will always take away your sweet memories from you forcefully. They will take possessions of you, and this will make you disappointed. Balls will be lost always. We need not to be worried about of what we have lost, because when we have taken birth on this earth, then this is the universal fact that one at a particular time in his life may have the situation when we lose something, and no one buys a ball back, and money cannot buy the lost things back. Here, what is the lost thing? The sweet memories of childhood. We can buy the materialistic things with money, but we cannot buy the things that are very close to our heart. Means your emotions, your feelings, attachment, love, sweet memories. These are the things that we cannot buy with money. Money is external. External means money only helps us to buy the things that are materialistic. You can buy everything that is man made, that is external. But what affinity or what you have the feelings, emotions, attachment, love, your past experiences, and your sweet memories. These are the things that cannot be bought with money. That's why it is called that money is external. He is learning well behind his desperate eyes. Desperate means disappointed, hopeless eyes. Now the poet sees that the boy's mood is changed. Now the boy's mood is changed. He's learning something well behind his desperate eyes. Although his eyes shows that he is hopeless, yet he is learning something. The epistemology of love, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. The epistemology means the knowledge of the nature of laws. When we have the realization about what is the nature of laws is called epistemology. When we learned this lesson that the laws is a universal truth, then we learn how to stand up knowing what every man must one day know. We should learn that how to stand up. Stand up here means to be strong. We should be strong so that we can face all the sufferings that are caused due to the loss. And every man must know this fact one day. Know and must most know. There are many people who already know and they are very balanced. They move up, they move on in their life. They know how to stand up. But still, there are many who know it very well, but even then, they suffer at their heart, knowing what every man must one day know. But there will be a time when everybody will understand the nature of laws, and then they will strong enough to face the problems or the sufferings or the sorrows that are due to the laws. Let's read the symbolic meaning of this poem. The child is playing with ball happily. In the very beginning of this poem, you will find that the child is playing with ball very happily. This stage is symbolized that the memories of happy childhood are there. Everyone has the sweet memories of childhood. The ball fell into the water. Childhood lost. The ball fell into the water. This describes that we have lost the childhood. The child becomes very upset. We can symbolize this condition that the reaction of human being of the losing childhood, how the human being react when his childhood is lost. He understands his first responsibility. This stage shows that the human being has realized that what has been taken place. He has realized his responsibility that how to take care of our possessions. The boy learns how to stand up after a loss. At this stage, the human being has been transformed and he has learned that loss is a universal truth. Let's read the literary devices used in this poem, The Ball Poem. Personification. Personification is a figure of speech which shows attribution of a personal nature or human characteristics to something non-human. Means when a non-human is presented as a human being, that is called personification. In this poem, the poet describes ball merrily bouncing down the street. Merry means happy, and this is the quality of the human being's life, which is given to the ball. So, this is called that the personification is used here. Next is apostrophe. What is apostrophe? Apostrophe, it is a literary device in which a person is addressed who is either dead or physically not present. In the poem, the poet says, balls will be lost always, little boy. You will see that after a ways there is a comma and then the little boy is written. This shows that little boy is being addressed in this line. When in the poem you will find such kind of addresses, this shows that the which literary device is used, apostrophe. Repetition, it is a literary device in which a word or phrase is repeated two or more times. In the poem, the poet repeats the word what two lines. What is repeated twice? What is he to do? Similarly, merrily is also repeated twice. So we can say that repetition is used here. Alliteration. Alliteration, it is the occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or very closely connected words. Who has lost his ball? You can see that H is repeated. What is he to do? What? W is repeated. No one buys a ball back. You can see the B is repeated. The deep and dark floor of harbor. D is repeated in deep and dark. Next is enjambment. It is the continuation of sentence without pause beyond the end of the line, couplet or stanza. Like, I saw it go merrily down the street. You can see that the same sentence has been spread in two lines of the poem. So we can say that enjambment is used here. Symbolism. It is the use of symbols to represent ideas or qualities. In the poem, ball and balls. What do these represent? Childhood and possessions. And even the father of poet, because the poet has lost his father, that's why he is trying to present the ball as his sweet memories of childhood. Assonance. It is the repetition of the same or similar vowel sounds within words, phrases, or sentences. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? You can see that a sound that is of vowel is repeated in boy, in now, in who, and lost. Imagery. The poet uses words and phrases to create mental images for the reader, as in the line, when poet says, merrily bouncing down the street. I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street. When the poet tries to create a word picture, is called imagery. Just as in the line, I saw it go merrily bouncing down the street. When we read this poem, immediately in front of our eyes, there a bouncing balls picture flashes. This shows that the poet has used the imagery, the literary device. Thank you, students.